Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. It's Friday. It's Friday. You know, Georgian doesn't work on the weekend. Don't let all this pink fool you. To my AKA friends, you know I love you. Listen, I have so much tonight. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start with this paper right here. Because this paper came to me. You know, my academic work, well, I have a number of things. For my academic work, my books, Who Lived Here, Where Did They Go? With a series of books that I would love to have you go to Amazon.com and purchase. But here's an article that came to me from a friend of mine who clips articles for me. This is from the New York Times. It's called Exodus of Black New Yorkers May Be Reshaping the City Politics. Look at this. Look, look, look. Look. You see that? Do you see that? Can you see that? Let me make sure. Yeah. Can you see that? Does that look like Atlanta? It's on its way. Who lived here? Where did they go? Who lived here? Where did they go? Because it's saying here that it's impacting the voting numbers when it comes to black support and keeping just by keeping a black candidate in office. And Atlanta's on its way. We had 6 neighborhoods go from all black to all white. And when I first started this process of who lived here, where to go, it wasn't like that. But it's changing, and the trend is to I'm sorry, just things are just falling. One. Okay. The trend is a replacement or displacement or a root shock, as Dr. Fully Love talks about. You know, and so here we are talking about the same thing in this newspaper article about New York City. And so it's starting in New York City, and we got 6 places here. It's nationwide. There's an erasure. There's an erasure in place. There's an erasure in place. And it comes in all forms. It comes when you're not paying any attention, or you're not paying any mind. With this, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. So I need you to think about your neighborhood and think about repairing it, or think about coming together and making a decision that you're going to go house by house, and all of you work on one house. Everybody works on the next house, to the whole neighborhood, the whole street looks good. I've seen some athletes or some people with lots of money, some celebrities, buy a whole block. They went back home and bought their whole block, you know, and changed it back and tried to get people, and worked on getting inhabitants back, or the children or the grandchildren, the people who used to live there. Let's work on our own neighborhoods. Otherwise, they become targets for displacement, for removal, for urban renewal. Here's the thing we can't do anything about: when they send a highway, when a highway comes through the neighborhood, like they did Auburn Avenue, and like they did in St. Louis and many other places. You can go online and find all that. You know, so I didn't want to be academic tonight, but I just had to, you know, it's just so much going on. I just need you to stay conscious and stay aware, and you know what's going on in your neighborhoods, and know what's going on in your surrounding neighborhoods. And let's try to hold on to what we already have, because we're losing day by day. If you remember, yesterday I gave you some assignments for last night. I gave you an assignment to take a moment to write down 3 lessons that you learned this week, because that was Thursday. Yeah, we're on Friday. So 3 lessons that you learned this week. You can continue to do that. I also encourage you to visit your own city. Go somewhere else, but try Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta and you're born and raised in Atlanta, you know this is not the Atlanta you were born and raised in. There's nothing wrong with progress. I don't have any problem with progress. Trust me on that. I'm not knocking any of it. I'm knocking it if it meant displacing people or root shocking people or snatching people up. That part I do have a problem with. And then no healing, no the trauma of it, and then there was no healing in place. Well, that's what a lot of my books are about, the healing process associated with the root shock. And then today I wanted to tell you, there's a daily practice of gratitude. You know, I have a Melinda Logan, Melinda Clark Logan, for my birthday, a retired music teacher, many of you know her, gave me a gratitude book. I think it's a gratitude book. You know, I put grateful at the bottom of most things I write. I'm grateful. And do you understand what it means to be grateful? Baby, I am grateful. I'm grateful for this Georgian. I'm grateful that with all the things that have gone on, I'm going to get emotional, but all the things that have gone on, I'm grateful to be here. Are you grateful? Are you grateful for, you could say, Georgian, but I had a lot of this and that. But look where you are. You had this and then you had that. And this and that is gone by the grace of God. It's all gone. You know, I didn't zip this up. That's what it was. I was going to zip it up. And that's all right. That's too much information, TMI. In the meantime, in between time, it's something about being grateful. You know, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how bad it is, or whatever you think is bad, God gonna work it out. You know, we got a lot going on in the United States right now. We all on last November, we all were on the exit mode. Everybody had their passports in their hand, keys in their hand, and a bag at the door. You see, we still here by grace of God. You know, we still might have to get up out of here. But right now we're still here. And I'm telling you, this country is, you know, it's based on finance. It's supposed to be based on, in God we trust. That's what's on the money. We don't know who that God is they're talking about, though. Because in the God we do trust. We do trust him. We do trust him. But there is, it's all about finances. We're a capitalist, democratic country. And so I don't have a fight with that because that's all I know, you see. But I do have a fight with, but I said all that to say that you knowing this, then you know at Christmas time, ain't nobody getting ready to act a fool. I'm going to say it just like that. Ain't nobody, all poor English, by the way, ain't nobody going to act a fool at Christmas time. Because businesses need their Christmas money. So July to December, you need to be on the grind to prepare for what they got for you in January. Because they will have gotten your money, you're all excited. And you remember last January, not the last, but the January 5th, when they had the insurrection that they don't call it insurrection. But let us be reminded, it was more than what I ever seen in all my life. And especially to have people exonerated after people were killed and people maimed and people still suffering from the event. Having said all of that, I just need for you to understand that between now and Christmas, people don't want anybody messing up their money. And so whatever's going on in the world, it will quiet down. So those who are in position to make money, they want their Christmas money. The retailers want their money. And they'll call the White House or whatever house they got to call and say, you messing with our money. You know, so you have between now, I told you third quarter is when all your money need to be in place. All your books, all your, whatever you have to sell need to be there. So it can be sold, ready to come out the fourth quarter into the next quarter, which we don't know what that's going to be. It will be first quarter on the paper, but we don't know what it's the first quarter of. So be ye all so ready. Be ye all so ready. Having said that, there's a daily practice of gratitude. I remember a process or meditation or something I was in that said every night write down 5 reasons why you're grateful. Is it 5 or 3? Doesn't matter. However many reasons are, write down why you're grateful. I got a lot to be grateful for. I don't know about you. I just talk about George here. I have a lot, but I hope you too have a lot to be grateful for. If you write it down every day, I'm grateful for whatever, that the cat came home. It's you grateful. It's a gratefulness is different from a thank you. Let's go with the next thing. So a vision board. How many of you all have a vision board? I have, my vision board is crumbled. That's how long I've had it. I had it since I was working on my first chapter of my dissertation, maybe. And so I finished at age 66 and I'm 83. So you can subtract how long I've had that vision board. I had one before, I don't know what happened to it, but this one I still have. A number of things have happened on the vision board. I haven't given up on it yet. It's a house. Whoa. I gotta go back and look at it. There's something on the vision board that I think I saw the other day. I really think I need to go back and look at that vision board. But I want you to do a vision board. That's your homework for the weekend. So you have a vision board, you have a gratitude list, and last but not least, write a letter to your younger self. I looked at my younger self one day in the picture and I said, girl, look where, it's my favorite song to sing for you all. Look where he brought me from. That's you pat your foot. So you came out of one of them churches where you pat your foot on the floorboard. You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you don't know, youngins, you can't get that same spirit. But those of you who are old enough, my foot is patting now. And you pat on the floorboard. The floorboard will keep that beat going. And you say, look where he brought me from. Then you have this. You see, it's a spiritual thing. When I teach my classes in the classroom, this is how I teach. Dr. Danny Black, this is how we teach. It's that you bring the ancestral spirit in. You got the ancestors they're in the room with you. You see, you remember in Amistad, when you look back, all the ancestors were standing back there. Baby, don't get me started on my classes now, because school's gonna start soon. And it's difficult to sometimes push through on an online class, but I get it through some kind of way in my comments. My comments are just, they'll grab you. They'll grab you by the neck. They'll grab you and they'll stay with you. My comments it attach themselves like a parasite, and you walk around with Georgianne all day. The knowledge parasite that Georgianne will put in them comments. You when you go leave my class, that parasite's with you. It'll stay with you to life. I see students out all the time. They say, oh, let me tell you what I remember, because they remember, because I'm not playing in the classroom. I'm not playing with my people. I'm not playing with any of them out there, because it's something going on. And we're not going to be erased. And you're going to know something when you come up out of my class. At least you're going to at least know how to go and get it. Or at least appreciate it when you hear it. You see, so that's just me. That's how all of us are. You teach at HBCU, you teaching that because you want to be there. They'll never have enough money. They'll never have enough money to pay for the professors to teach at HBCU. You don't have it like that. We don't have it like that. We're not there, but we want to teach our own. We're trying to teach them. We teach the entire child. And see, we teach everything from head to toe at an HBCU. When you come up out of there, it's some polish. It's a whole bunch of things going on. It's not just here. You see, we can cross some lines because we're private schools. We can call you and say, come here. I'm sorry, let me go on. Anyway, so let's recapitulate. I know I could get off of my academic. I'm gonna get academic on y'all in a minute now. School's starting about a week. Anyway, so I gave you 5 assignments. 1 was to write down 3 lessons you learned this week. 2 was to try something new each month. Go somewhere different. Go Atlanta somewhere you can go every month somewhere different. But that's supposed to have that LY on there. Do something differently. I think that's right. Okay. And then gratitude is number 3. Number 4, a vision board. And number 5, write a letter back to your younger self. And just tell your younger self what's going on now. What would you tell your younger self? I got some stuff I tell my younger self, but here's the thing I want you to do. This is my non-academic book. Yes, I like for you to purchase this book off of Amazon because it's the artist side of Georgianne. And I finally got it right. Remember I told you that I have to give credit to everybody. This whole cover It's not just a Georgian book. I got to give cover to people. I mean, I have to give credit to people. So I finally got it right. Let me put it up here. You see all those people? I finally got it right. I had to keep doing it till I got it right. Those are the people who are responsible for the cover. I thank you every day. That's Betsy Riley, editor of Atlanta Magazine, Jonathan Kelso, the cover photographer, Atlanta Magazine, Mrs. Constance Booth, the cover stylist and professor at Clark Atlanta University, and Mr. Willie Lawson, the cover design. I mean, he put that thing together. This was the picture that was in the Atlanta Magazine in my backyard, and then he put this behind it and did all this. And so it's my one-woman show. I like you to get so because it's some stuff in here to read. You know, it's the table of contents. It's so funny because I didn't get a chance to lay it out the way I wanted to, so I'm gonna leave it like it is. I think it's gonna be unique. Table of contents. My table of contents says, "Feel your way through the maze of creative thought, and know you will be all right on the other side." That's my table of contents. Feel your way. Just go through the book. Because if I put everything in there lined up the way maybe it's supposed to be lined up, I don't know. I just say go through it and pick your page because there's something good on every page. Every page is something different. You know, it's academic in its own way. So what I want to leave for today, I want to be with you for Friday, August 15th, 2025. This one is called The Paradox. Stay with me now, because you know, you got to stay. See, you just can't, well, you figure out all this. There's something going on up here also. I have to laugh because, you know, my friends, I love my friends because we're just really smart and well-read, well-spoken, like to write. I don't know anybody on the other side of the screen that is my friend that's not fall in that category. Just really smart, and I just love you all. I do. That's male and female. You know, because you don't have time to be sitting with people who are just, they're making their way now, or because of you, they have learned to do some things, and which is all right, I guess, when you're learning. But you know that it really isn't there. They're just faking it or memorizing it or something. You know, so you know, it's kind of hard to deal with all that. You know, but you know when people know that they know, and you know that they know. And don't you like people smarter than you? I do. My friends out here, they know I say, "Oh, you're so smart. You're just a genius. You know how to say things, you know how to do things. You helped me learn this." I like people like that. You know, be able to learn from one another. Anyway, I'm digressing because I need to read you this one called The Paradox. The Paradox. This story right here, I like the story. This story is called, I really like, it's called Light Plus. Light Plus. And it's about a neighborhood where the people are personnes métissées. I'm just saying. All right. So anyway, the paradox. You are not like us is one collective chant. You are not like us is one collective chant. But within the collective, the divide remains. You will never be one of us. We have cliques, circles, crosshairs, coteries, a cabal born of oppression, now repackaged in whispers and raised brows. We weigh down progress with anchors of melanin strife, zip codes and zones, identity politics, a lost ancient car, spirit exiled. You ain't like us. You dress too bright, you speak too plain, you care too much or not enough. You take a rule, you broke a rule no one explained. The paradox, we were all left out but now guard the gate. We hold the keys and forget how we were locked out. Still, the truth floats above the fracture. Difference isn't dissonance, and unity doesn't always mean uniformity. Ooh, baby, catch up with me when you can. I love you. Bam! And you can't do anything about it.